Logan, coming back here, just what did it mean to kind of get that opportunity to go back out for the sixth inning for Dan and the pitching coaches to kind of show that faith and trust in you there?
It was really cool. Obviously, like you said, they showed trust in me to go get that job done. Unfortunately, it didn't go my way, but yeah, I felt like I was cruising through 4 and then kind of hit a hiccup, but didn't really lose confidence. Just happens. Then went out, tried to do my job, and like I said, just didn't go my way, unfortunately. But it was cool that they trusted me to go back out there for the 6th.
How important was it to get through that 5th, get some traffic, give up the home run, but to be able to finish strong there? What did that mean to you?
Yeah, I've talked about this in the past, but just like give my guys an opportunity to win, you know. The 2 runs there was a little bit unfortunate, but we still had the 3-2 lead, and then walked Vladdy there. But it was like just kind of a look in the mirror moment, like this can either keep snowballing or I can learn from my last outing and go get an out here. So it was cool to have the guys behind me and the coaching staff as well.
Beyond just executing a pitch or 2 here or there, is there anything else you kind of have to say yourself, or anything else you took away from last week to kind of help you in that moment?
Yeah, just I've also talked about this, but sticking to my game plan. Just a few pitches that I wish I had back just to throw maybe something else. But really, I just felt like I stuck with my game plan for the majority of the time, so it was good.
And on the game plan, it seemed like on their side of things, they were really keen into right field. Was that something that you and Cal noticed and tried to adjust anything, or was it just sticking with how you entered the game?
Yeah, I don't really think we go a lot off of the results. I definitely noticed that they were trying to go the other way. But like I said, sticking with my game plan, I feel like we have a bulletproof game plan when we're on top of it. When I'm choosing to throw certain pitches, I don't want to have like a second thought, you know, and worry about a result. So just trying to stay convicted in that.
And it seemed like those first 4 innings were about, maybe not as easy, but as kind of seamless as you navigated through a lineup, especially an aggressive lineup like Toronto's. Just how'd you feel getting through those 4 and able to really keep the pitch count down there until going into the 5th?
Yeah, it was good. I felt like everything was rolling. I felt like I could have gotten ahead a little bit better for sure. But even though I fell behind, I felt like I made some pitches to either get strikeouts or get weak contact.
That cutter that you threw to Barger was about as nasty as a pitch I've seen you throw, probably. Is that, I know you like to throw the kitchen sink, but is that a potential like put away pitch for you?
Yeah, I think recently I've started to use it as a put away pitch as well. I used it as a landing for a strike pitch, but sometimes like it calls for that harder slider where it just looks like a fastball until the last second it kind of breaks. But yeah, I think that moving forward I'm going to use it both in early and finish counts.
Thanks, Logan.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, tough one tonight. I think, got the lead early and just weren't able to hold on to it. I thought, Toronto put together some pretty good at-bats on their end. But, tonight we got to the lead and just weren't able to hold on to it. But, I think, when you look at that series streak and what these guys were able to accomplish in that clubhouse, it's pretty impressive. And, we start another one, starting tomorrow. We'll get on that win board again and then, get started again.
Like you said, unfamiliar territory for you guys over the last month or so. How do you regroup here on short rest here?
Yeah, I mean, I think we come back and everything's been so good and the preparation's been good and I think the guys have the effort's been unbelievable, the energy, the focus, everything's been there, and we come back tomorrow and do the same thing and keep it moving and. These guys, have shown us over and over again just how strong they are, and it's like we talk about. It's a special group.
And they really keyed into right field tonight. Was that something that you guys noticed and communicated and tried to adjust to in terms of the pitching approach or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean they were kind of pushing the ball over that direction a little bit, and able to get it through a couple times, and that seemed to be what their approach was tonight, and it got them some runs, especially late, and like we said, we just come back tomorrow ready to go.
What'd you see from Logan overall tonight?
Yeah, I thought he threw the ball well. Definitely came out really strong, and pitch count was down. He was attacking the zone and getting some early swings, and then they put together some better at bats later in the outing. But I thought again, pitch just got us through that 5 innings and into the 6th, gave us a chance to win.
Obviously hoping to get 1 or 2 extra outs out of him there.
Yeah, he had pitched Springer really well, and pitched him well again, and got off the end of the bat. But yeah, and all in all, I think it was a good night for Logan.
How important is that for his development to get him through that 5th inning?
Yeah, he's given us 5 each time he's gone out there, and tonight again, getting through the 5th. I thought it was an excellent outing. Gave us a chance, like we said, and that's what you ask from your starter.
Carlos has been so good for you guys out of the bullpen, pretty consistent. Just walking that leadoff guy, at that point you just tell maybe he wasn't quite as sharp as.
Well, I mean, you're right. He has been really, really sharp for us, and he has pitched so well, and there are going to be nights like this, and I know he will he'll regroup and be back, and he has had such an excellent year for us, and has thrown in a lot of tough situations, and he'll be back, no doubt.
Speaking with him in that inning, did you want to give him a chance to maybe get out of that? Think he would maybe find the zone a little more as he went on?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been our guy in those situations, and total trust that he was going to get through it, and I'm excited for him to get back out there, and because I know he's going to bounce back well.
And a really good 7th for Brash today. Obviously, coming off Tommy John, his usage and working his way back up was a key part for you guys. But today, like a pretty good sign that he may be ready for more usage going forward.
I mean, Matt, yeah, he's looking strong, and tonight, you kind of see him getting more and more comfortable as he goes, and tonight was no exception to that, and kind of the home crowd behind him, which had to feel good as well. So, really threw the ball well.
What do you think that meant to him coming out for the first time since September of last year? He's got the big intro, the fans and everything. Can that juice him up a little bit more, or is he more even keeled?
I mean, he's, I'm sure that it had to feel really good to get out there and to pitch. He's pitched on the road. He's gotten back into the game, but to do it here at home is something a little bit different. And probably felt really good to him to get that ovation and to hear the crowd, and that always gives you something a little extra.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.